So there are three types of communication. One is there's no problem. So for example, what do you think the weather will be like today, hon?
I think it's going to be pretty good. Nice.
What do you want for dinner?
Takeout?
Always. Do you want to watch the Alabama game with me? Probably
I think
No.
not.
Okay.
No.
How about
Okay. Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl, honey?
Patriots? I hate them.
Where do you think we should go on vacation?
Anywhere. Well, the last 2 years, we've been to Fuquay Arena twice. We're so lucky.
Nothing wrong with
That's about
Fuquay
as
Arena
far
if
as
you live
we've
there.
been.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. How was your day today?
So far, it's going okay.
Okay. We can exchange information, discuss issues, reminisce, brainstorm, daydream, and fantasize. There is really no problem. Right.
So the second situation, Marty's got a problem, and I'm going to active listen. How many of you ever took a class in communication in college? Okay, you remember active listening, right? Might not do it very well, but we kind of all remember it. And so that's a situation where either Marty has a problem, I'm going to active listen to her, or she to me. And so the goal, if you remember, of active listening is for me not to solve Marty's problem for her not to solve my problem for me. The goal is for Marty to solve her own problem. I can help her with options, we can discuss it, but I should not tell her what to do, give her a solution. And you probably maybe remember that. Why? What's wrong with that? I've got a perfect solution. So what's the problem you got? Well, I'll give you a good answer.
Getting a new car.
Getting a new car. Okay. So just go buy one.
It's not quite that simple, honey. There's a few factors that we have to take
So
into
you
account.
see what I mean? What's the problem getting a new car?
Well, we have to think about financing,
We've got a lot of money.
space, and so on.
That's not active listening. I mean, we're trying to focus in on each other and see where the other person is at. So what we'd like you to do is to take a situation and active listen. And let us do one right now. I'm going to give Marty one.
Okay.
So I'm worried about Kathy.
Okay. Your sister.
This is my sister. She's out in California. She ran out of money and was living out of her car. And she seems to be doing better, but I just don't think that I'm doing enough to support her. But on the other hand, I don't want to, she seems to be doing better, but.
So you're uncertain about what you should do.
Yeah. I mean, it's been probably, at least 10 days since we've talked to her. And you know what happened with Cindy.
Right.
But on the other hand, she seemed better last time.
Yeah, she did.
She's in California.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you think you have any choices? Any options?
Yeah, maybe just, call her more often. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. I think calling is a great idea. I think, it keeps the communication open. She knows, you care.
Maybe send her a card.
Oh, great idea.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I think letters are a wonderful way to.
Would you help me, a little bit? I mean,
Sure.
remind me?
I'm the original card lady. I send cards all the time. Yeah, I love cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, help me with it, because part of me wants to kind of stay out and part.
Ignore it. Right. Yeah. It's sometimes when things are difficult, you want to just stay away from them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want you to active listen a little bit to each other. But before we do that, just some little things that go along with it. Some of the things that we kind of feed back, which you may remember, are things like,
Sometimes you have to re-clarify the statement that the other is making, just so you can get it straight in your own mind. So you say, well, what I'm hearing you say is, and repeat it just to make sure that you are hearing it. And then again, as they're moving along, make sure that they're really, really coming through to you. I can hear you saying, is that correct? and then ask them to sort of expand, sometimes it's so you believe that, you know, get them to draw them out further. And it sounds like you're thinking this way, or are you thinking this way because, so just, it shows that you really, really are listening intensely, sometimes to ask little tiny questions, not to throw them off their track, because really they're trying to explain a situation to you that's very close to them, and they want to get it out, and you just have to make sure that they can do that in a logical
So Marty
way.
asked me, you know, what do you think you could do? Instead of just saying, well, call her,
Why don't,
write her, and so
typically,
forth.
I would say, well, obviously, you're supposed to call her.
So, I mean, what's wrong with giving advice? I mean, you've been through the exact same situation, you know exactly what your fiance should do. You know, why not just tell her or him what to do? What's wrong with that? It's going to work out perfectly, right? It always will be the same for him or her as it was for you. No, you know, it won't. And when it goes wrong, if the advice doesn't work, then who's to blame? You know, who's responsible, me or Marty, who gave me advice? This is very hard because most of us are problem solvers. If you're out there in your job today, you're having to solve problems in and out. And a lot of these problems don't get solved in the short term or the long term. My sister's got problems and I can't solve them all. So what we'd like you to do is to active listen to each other. One of you have a problem, not a big thing, and in place kind of active listen to each other. Don't solve the problem. Just see if you can understand it and help each other see your options. So do that with each other. A problem one of you has, active listen to it. Not with each other, though. You know, this is with someone else. Might be a problem at work.
Yeah, not a personal, interpersonal problem.
We'll do with each other coming up. But just a problem you have with someone else, active listen to it. Okay, it's pretty tempting not to solve the problem, isn't it? It's pretty tempting. One of the things we've discovered over our years is one of the reasons why I want to solve the problem for Marty or me is because I don't want to see her in pain. I don't want to see her having problems. I want to take it away. And so I'll jump in there, but it really, you know, Marty's got to figure it out. One of the things they say about advice is that the dumb won't heed it and the smart don't need it. So really work on active listening when the other has a problem, and helping him or her to come up with solutions, options, and don't solve that problem.